11 signs she secretly likes you. Women are experts at sending mixed signals. One minute she's giggling at your jokes, and the next she's pretending you're invisible. This leaves you pondering, is she into me or am I just her emotional crutch? Men who value themselves don't squander time on women who can't be upfront about their desires, particularly when the risk of rejection has been eliminated for them. If you're new to my channel, I'm Anna Jorgensen. I assist good men like you in deciphering modern women from a female viewpoint, so you can discover, appeal to, and retain your ideal partner. Now, if you're intrigued, stay with me until the end when I share a bit more about my one-on-one coaching squad. Welcome to Just the Tip. Alright. Regardless of a woman's age, many won't confess their attraction to you. Perhaps they fear rejection, are insecure, or are assessing your reaction. Now, anyone who has been single for more than a few minutes has experienced the exasperation of dating mind games. And you wonder, why can't they just be truthful for Pete's sake? If only it were that straightforward. Whether you attribute it to evolution or God's twisted sense of humor, the reality is everyone, even you, engages in mind games without even noticing. It's simply human nature. And that's why there's an entire field called psychology. Now, the truth is we all have requirements, but directly requesting them can be intimidating because being forthright doesn't always yield the best outcomes. Now, the good news is by the end of this video, you'll be able to identify the subtle indications she has emotions for you, but won't acknowledge it. So, let's dive in and ensure my hair isn't tickling my microphone. Let's dive into the first point. She may attempt to evoke feelings of jealousy in you. For instance, she might casually bring up other men in conversation, whether they are past relationships, colleagues, or even just random guys who have shown interest in her. You might wonder why she engages in this behavior. The truth is, her intention isn't to express genuine interest in these other individuals, rather, she is trying to assess your reaction to see how you feel about her. Imagine she says something like, this guy Jeffrey keeps trying to strike up a conversation with me. It's really quite bothersome. In this moment, she is observing how you respond. If you appear indifferent or simply shrug it off, she might feel encouraged to elaborate on her story. Conversely, if you respond with playful teasing, she may feel the need to defend herself, insisting that she has no interest in him whatsoever. It's important to recognize that women, like men, also experience the fear of rejection. Some of you might be thinking, good. They should experience that feeling too. However, harboring a bitter or resentful attitude is unlikely to attract the kind of woman you genuinely desire. If you find yourself uninterested in forming a connection with a woman, then perhaps this isn't the right space for you. So, what should you do if you find yourself liking her? The key is to maintain a calm and confident demeanor. This approach not only reflects your self-assurance but also creates a more inviting atmosphere for her to engage with you. Don't let her attempts to provoke a reaction get to you. She's testing your confidence, and this is actually a positive sign. Instead of getting defensive, try a light-hearted response to show you're unfazed. For instance, you could playfully say something like, "Wow, you're getting a lot of attention lately, I might need to up my game." Then, smoothly shift the conversation to a different topic, demonstrating your self-assuredness. This approach will definitely leave a positive impression. Have you ever experienced a woman trying to make you jealous? I'd love to hear your stories. Another common scenario, she complains about other men while remaining single. She might lead you to believe she's dating and actively pursuing relationships, but her constant negativity towards other guys, their poor texting skills, lack of understanding, etc., is a subtle hint. She's subtly criticizing them, implying that you are different. She's unlikely to be in a serious relationship because she's subconsciously waiting for you to show interest. Consider this example. She sighs dramatically, "Ugh, why are men so terrible at texting?" Yet, she responds instantly to your messages, practically glued to her phone. This is a clear indication she's hoping for your next text. However, keep in mind that constantly criticizing other men doesn't make her more appealing. Until now, you might not have realized her complaints are actually a veiled way of expressing her interest in you. If you realize you have feelings for a woman and want her to see you in a different light, start by showing her that you're not like every other guy. A simple, sincere line such as, "Hey, if I ever make a mistake, please tell me so I can fix it right away," works wonders. That sentence does two important things at once. It proves you're attentive to her needs and also hands her the power to speak up whenever something bothers her. Now, let's talk about a classic telltale sign. She acts jealous but won't admit the reason. Whenever other women enter the scene, watch her demeanor closely. If she suddenly turns quiet, gets a bit moody, or throws subtle jabs, whether playful or cutting, she might be feeling protective of her spot in your life. Picture this: you casually mention a female coworker and she instantly blurts out, "Oh, so you like her?" That's rarely just harmless curiosity, more often, it's her own insecurity popping up. Or maybe she says, "I've heard some not so great things about her," then follows up by sharing less than flattering details as if she's doing you a favor. Sure, she could genuinely be looking out for you, but it's also possible she's quietly steering you away from other women because, deep down, she wants you for herself. So what should you do if you like her, too? Call out the jealousy in a light-hearted, non-critical way. A playful comment like, "Whoa, are we getting a little jealous here?" said with a grin can ease the tension. You're letting her know you noticed but without making her feel embarrassed. It also opens the door for an honest conversation, giving both of you a chance to acknowledge any feelings and figure out where to go next. "I assure you, there's no one else I'm interested in right now." After making this statement, it's a good idea to follow up with a compliment or express how much you genuinely enjoy your time together. This not only reinforces your interest but also signals that you are considering a more serious relationship. Some of you might find it challenging to express such bold sentiments, but here's an important insight: sexual attraction thrives on tension. It's not just acceptable to create that tension, it's essential for fostering deeper attraction. Now, let me ask you, do you ever feel anxious about introducing tension into your conversations with women? Moving on to another sign: if she starts talking about the kind of guy she finds appealing and it sounds a lot like you, that's a clear indication. This situation can be quite amusing because women often believe they are being subtle, but their hints can be quite obvious. For instance, she might say, "I really like guys who are into gaming, have a sarcastic sense of humor, and don't take life too seriously." If that description fits you perfectly, you might think, "No way, she can't be talking about me." But in reality, she is. So, what should you do if you recognize that she's describing you? Embrace the moment and flirt back. You could respond with something like, "Well, it seems I match that description quite well. You must have excellent taste." This is a fantastic opportunity to express your interest in her while keeping the conversation lighthearted and fun. Lastly, if you notice that she playfully teases you more than anyone else, that's another sign of attraction. Some women flirt in a manner reminiscent of playful banter, similar to how young boys might tease their crushes. This teasing can include light mockery or playful jabs, which are all part of the flirtation process. If she seems to be giving you a hard time while being nice to other guys, it could be a way for her to gauge your confidence. This can be tricky to notice, especially if there aren't other guys around to compare her behavior with, but with a little awareness, you can start to understand her intentions. For instance, if she frequently makes jokes about your clothing choices, hairstyle, or musical preferences, but when you playfully tease her in return, she laughs excessively, that's a sign. It indicates that she is creating a playful tension while pretending to be uninterested. So, what should you do if you find yourself attracted to her? The key is not to take her teasing too seriously. Instead, demonstrate that you can handle a joke. You might be good at throwing around playful insults, but remember, my comebacks are on another level. Keep the playful banter alive by teasing her back in a light-hearted manner. This shows that you have the confidence to engage in this kind of playful exchange. However, it's crucial to remember one important rule: never poke fun at someone about something that could be perceived as a serious flaw, whether it's something you struggle with or something they do. Targeting someone's insecurities can be harmful and is not a good approach. Another sign to look out for is if she remembers even the smallest details about you. Generally, women tend to forget things about men they don't care about, including their names. If she can recall minute details from conversations you had weeks or even months ago, it's a strong indication that she is genuinely interested in you. She might just be too shy or stubborn to express her feelings directly. For example, if you once mentioned your fondness for a particular type of candy and then, a month later, she surprises you with it, that's no coincidence. Just a little tip, if she knows things about you that you haven't shared with her, it might be time to consider the possibility that she's a bit too invested in your life. It's important to tread carefully here. So, what should you do if you find yourself developing feelings for her? First, acknowledge and appreciate her qualities. For instance, you could say something along the lines of, "Wow, you really pay attention. I thought I was the only one who noticed those small details." This not only shows her that you recognize her attentiveness but also helps build a stronger bond between the two of you. However, remember that no single sign is a surefire indicator of romantic interest. It's essential to look for multiple signals to better gauge her feelings. One telltale sign is if she consistently seeks your company without making it overly apparent. For example, you might start noticing her at the same gym or coffee shop you frequent, or she might suddenly share interests similar to yours. Is it just a coincidence? Unlikely. Women often employ subtle strategies and hints that can sometimes go unnoticed by men. For instance, if you mention your passion for photography, she might direct message you saying, "I've always been curious about that." But when you suggest going out together, she might dodge making concrete plans. This could mean she's testing your interest, hoping you'll pursue her further. Alternatively, she might have realized she isn't genuinely interested in photography and is trying to avoid being caught in a fib. So, what should you do if you like her? Consider casually inviting her to join you in an activity that aligns with your interests. For instance, you might say, "Hey, I'm planning to visit a photography exhibit this weekend. It's not overly technical, it's just a showcase of art. You should come along." This approach provides her with a reason to spend time with you while maintaining a relaxed atmosphere. Now, let me ask you this, have you ever sensed that a girl who has a crush on you is subtly keeping an eye on you? Here's an interesting observation, if her friends seem to know a lot about you, like your name, your job, and even details about your life, it's a clear sign that she has been talking about you. Women typically don't invest their time discussing men they aren't interested in. It's important to understand that men are often seen as providers, protectors, and potential partners, while women are generally viewed as nurturers who value connection and communication. If she has feelings for you, it's likely that she will be speaking about you, often in a very positive light. For example, when you meet one of her friends for the first time, she might say, "Oh, you're the guy who is into motorcycles and horror films." This is noteworthy because you never shared that information with her friend. She must have heard it from the girl who likes you, or at least from the woman who hopes to be more than just friends with you. Here's a little tip, if your friend introduces you to her friend by saying, "This is the guy I mentioned who enjoys motorcycles and horror movies, just like you do," it could mean that she is trying to connect you with her friend rather than herself. This subtlety can be quite revealing. What should you do if you find yourself attracted to her or perhaps her friend? In either case, take it as a positive sign. You might respond with something lighthearted like, "Wow, I must be quite popular among your friends." This can be a playful way to flirt and foster a connection with the person you're interested in. Now, let's talk about a subtle yet telling sign of attraction, if she starts to mirror your behavior without even realizing it. This means that if she begins to imitate your gestures, phrases, or even your overall vibe, it could be an unconscious indication that she is attracted to you. Women often tend to mirror the men they admire, even if they might not openly acknowledge that admiration. For instance, if you have a unique slang term that you frequently use, and you notice her using it too, that's a clue. Or, if you change your profile picture on social media and she updates hers on the same day, it's likely not just a coincidence. Mirroring occurs when someone subtly reflects your body language, speech patterns, or gestures, and it serves as a subconscious signal of connection and rapport. This behavior suggests that she feels comfortable around you and shares a sense of alignment with you. Therefore, if you observe her mirroring your actions, it's a strong indication that she has feelings for you but may be hesitant to express them. You can also leverage this mirroring phenomenon to enhance your connection. By gently mirroring her behavior, you can foster a sense of closeness and ease between you two. Just remember to keep it natural, overdoing it can create an awkward atmosphere. So, if you find yourself liking her, don't hesitate to point it out in a fun and engaging manner. Hey, I just picked up on the fact that you're using one of my trademark expressions. Trying to channel my style, are you? If that's the case, keep the exchange playful and simply reflect her mood right back at her. Mirroring her tone and energy keeps the atmosphere light, fun, and a bit flirtatious. And here's a little secret: when a woman is genuinely interested, even the most cliched remark lands as charming rather than cheesy. It becomes endearing instead of eye-roll worthy. Sign number 10 that she might be crushing on you: she turns into a bundle of nerves whenever you're around. A confident woman doesn't typically get flustered unless she feels something. Notice the subtle cues: maybe she tucks her hair behind her ear for the third time, fidgets with her nails, taps her foot, stumbles over a sentence, or suddenly finds it hard to meet your eyes. Sure, she could simply be naturally restless or on the ADHD spectrum, but if this jitteriness shows up only in your presence, especially if she's calm around other guys, it's far more likely she's attracted to you. Imagine this scenario: you toss her a casual compliment, "That color looks great on you," and she instantly loses her train of thought. That isn't ordinary shyness, that's a spark she's trying, and failing, to hide. So, what should you do if you feel the same way? Use your body language to set a soothing tone. Stand with an open stance, let your shoulders drop, keep your arms uncrossed, maybe slide your hands casually into your pockets, and slow down your breathing. Your relaxed posture acts like a silent invitation for her to calm down and match your vibe. Then offer gentle reassurance: "You know, there's no reason to be nervous around me." If you're fairly confident she does like you, you can add, "I'm really enjoying our time together." That combination of calm body language and sincere words lowers the emotional temperature, helping her feel safe, seen, and comfortable. Once she relaxes, real connection has room to grow. Before we dive into the next point, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to all of you who have been enjoying this video. If you could take a second to give it a like and consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you to those who have already done so. Now, let's move on to number 11. Have you ever noticed that someone is extremely responsive to your texts, but when you try to take things to the next level and meet in person, they suddenly become hesitant? This phenomenon is quite common, especially among women who feel more comfortable communicating through text messages. They might respond quickly and enthusiastically to your messages, but when you ask them out on a date, they start to play hard to get. So, what's going on here? The truth is, many people, regardless of their gender, tend to overthink things. For instance, let's say you send a text saying, "Hey, want to grab a coffee?" and she replies with, "Maybe I'll let you know." Instead of making concrete plans, she continues to engage with you over text, but doesn't commit to meeting up. This behavior suggests that she's interested in you, but something is holding her back from taking the next step. One possible explanation is that she's afraid that the fantasy relationship she's built up in her mind won't translate to real life. If she gets too close to you, she might discover flaws that she hadn't considered before, which could force her to start all over again with someone new. So, what can you do if you're interested in her? The key is not to take her behavior personally. Instead, maintain a playful and confident demeanor. You could say something like, "I see you're a pro at texting, but it's time for us to grab that coffee you promised." By doing so, you're lightheartedly acknowledging the situation and encouraging her to take the next step. Remember, it's essential to approach this situation with empathy and understanding. By being patient, confident, and genuine, you can help her feel more at ease and increase the chances of taking your relationship to the next level. When is the right moment to take action? It's important to demonstrate to her that you are both patient and genuinely interested, but also that you won't be messaging her endlessly without any response. Many women may never openly express their feelings first. This could be due to a fear of being rejected, a desire for you to take the lead in pursuing her, or perhaps she simply adheres to traditional values. She might also be shy or enjoy the attention that comes from being pursued. Here's the reality: if you notice these signs, it's time to stop waiting for her to make the first move. Instead, take a bold step and say something like, I can see how you behave around me. You have feelings for me, don't you? Make sure to keep the tone light and playful, avoiding any accusatory or shaming language. The more signs you observe, the more assured you can feel about being assertive. Ideally, this conversation should happen in person, as it adds an element of courage and allows you to better interpret her reaction. If she laughs or tries to deny it, pay close attention to her facial expressions. Deep down, she likely realizes that you've caught her in a moment of vulnerability. If you have feelings for her, don't play games or keep her guessing, as this could lead her to lose interest, much like a character in a video game that glitches out. It's perfectly fine to respond with something like, "Well, maybe I have feelings for you too. What do you think about that?" This approach keeps the conversation light and engaging. If she continues to engage in mind games, it's best to move on. Men who value themselves do not spend their time on women who are unable to be straightforward about their desires. Now, if you're interested in my personalized coaching program, I encourage you to take a moment to scan the QR code displayed on your screen. It's important to note that while you won't be working directly with me, you will be paired with an exceptional male coach who specializes in assisting men in meeting and attracting attractive women in the current dating landscape. This is a crucial detail to keep in mind. Whether you are in search of a long-term partner or simply looking for someone to enjoy time with for now, this coaching can empower you to start dating high-quality women, whatever that means to you, within just a few weeks. However, this program may not be suitable for everyone and it does come at a cost. That said, your initial consultation is complimentary, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by giving it a try. I appreciate you watching until the end and being present here today. I am sending you an abundance of love, encouragement, and a great deal of courage. You can do this. God bless.